Hello everyone, welcome to the Research Data Management course run by NIHR Global Health Research Center. My name is Bijini Bahuleyan. I'm working as a data manager at the George Institute for Global Health. In today's video training session, I will be showing you a brief overview of an EDC called REDCap. REDCap is developed by Vanderbilt University. This is a secured web application for building and managing online surveys and databases. REDCap also supports offline data collection through mobile application. I will divide this session into two. First, I will show you the user interface of REDCap, and then next I will also show you the developer's interface. The page that you are seeing on screen is a login page for REDCap, and the text above in red says that this version of REDCap uses a multi-factor authentication, which means that apart from the username and password, you will also have to provide an OTP to log into REDCap. I am logging into REDCap using my credentials. I have successfully logged into REDCap, and this is the landing page. This page displays the list of projects that you are currently working in REDCap. The right side of the projects displays the records, fields, and the type and number of instruments used for this project, and also status of this project. Click on the title of the project, and this will take you to the home page for that particular project. On the home page, it displays the current users that have access to this project in REDCap and also the project statistics so far. Left side of this page is called the navigation page, and on top, if you see, there is an option called My Projects. When you click on My Projects, it will take you again back to the previous page, which is our list of projects page. REDCap Messenger, whenever there is an update or version changes or any new features being added to REDCap, then our message is sent by REDCap, and that we can see in this option called REDCap Messenger. And if you need your administrator to enable any features for your particular project, you can contact the REDCap administrator to REDCap from this option called Contact REDCap Administrator. Project Home, which is the current page, it displays the current users and the project statistics. Codebook is an option where you can see the current options used in multiple fields and also the codes assigned to each option. Coming to the applications sections, I have access to data export, reports and statistics section, where I can export the data as and when required, clean the data, check for any discrepancies, and if I find any discrepancy, I can get back to the site or the data collector for any clarifications. File repository is an option where I can upload or any user can upload documents related to the project. This can be training material or consent forms or any other material related to the project. Resolve issues. This option is mainly useful when in projects where you can get back to the person who have responded to your questions, or there is a chance that if you find any discrepancy, this can be resolved by getting the responses from the person or by verifying through a source document. For example, for clinical trial setup projects, if the researcher finds that there is a discrepancy in the data that has been collected, the researcher can get back to the site staff by raising a query and assigning the query to the particular site staff at that particular site. Then the site staff can respond to the query by verifying the source document or by contacting the respondent. Upon satisfactory response, the researcher closes the question or closes the query. So this acts as a communication between the project team and the site staff for clarifying the queries. REDCap mobile app. REDCap mobile app is particularly used where there is no internet or a proper internet connection. For example, in community-based studies with a rural background or in a place where is no internet connectivity, it is highly recommended that they use REDCap mobile application. For initial setup of the mobile application and the mobile project on the devices like mobile devices or any tablets, a internet connection is required. But once this project is set up on a mobile device, data collection can happen even without an internet connection. Once the data collection is complete, that data need to be synced with our servers. And for this synchronization of data with the servers, an internet connection is required. Help is also provided by the REDCap, and there are some frequently asked questions by the users. There are some video tutorials that can help you understand REDCap much better. Record status dashboard. Click on the record status dashboard. This shows the current status of the records in the project. On top right you can see the legend for the status icon, which are incomplete, unverified and complete. And in REDCap, the status of the forms is not customized. It means that depending on the responses that you have provided on the page, this completion status will not be automatically updated. This will have to be manually updated by the data collector. For example, just click on a form, and when I clicked on this form, I can see a message here that there is an open query. Like I said, in resolve issues section, if the researcher during the data review finds that there is a discrepancy in the data, can raise a query and assign it to a participant or assign it to a site staff. So there is a query that has been raised and I'm an end user. So if I need to resolve this or respond to this query, just click on this and it will open the query. When I clicked on that query, a data resolution workflow window is open. Now this is the previous history for this query, and I am responding to this query saying that cross-checked with the source data. I have responded in the comment section saying that cross-checked with the source data and the entered value is correct. Now click on respond to query. I have received an error message saying that a response is required. I will have to select it from the drop down. So close this one and select from the drop down. The different options are corrected data, missing, corrected typographical error, and these are. So my response does not come in the above category, so I have just selected it as other and I have answered with a comment. Now click on respond to query. Now this is saved. Now coming back to the record status dashboard. If you want to add a new record, you can add a new record from this page by clicking this green color button, add new record. Else there is also one more option called add or edit record. Click on add or edit record, and on this page you can select an existing record from the drop down, and if you want to add a new record, just click on add new record button below that. And if you want to select search the complete database based on any particular field or any criteria, you can use the below search options. Now I am adding a new record here by clicking Add New Record. When I clicked on Add New Record, as there is already one record in the database and auto numbering is enabled for this project, automatically a new record with record ID 2 is created. In the current project, there are 4 instruments or 4 forms, out of which screening is a survey form, and all the other forms are the basic forms of usual type. And when I say survey in REDCap, surveys can also be shared through email or through any public or social media or any public platforms like WhatsApp as well. An URL will be created for each survey, and this URL can be shared over WhatsApp or any social media, and there are different settings in survey which helps you to share the survey questionnaire with the respondents. In this case, the screening form can also be sent to the participants through email, and the screening can be done virtually, and only if the participant is eligible for this study will be enrolled into this study. Now, as I am directly entering the data in the database, just click on the screening icon and complete this form and use the below options to save the form. There are multiple save options, save and exit form, and just click on this little triangle and it shows the different save options. I'm completing this form. Entering the first name, last name, site code, and all the things that have a red color asterisk means that these are mandatory fields. Complete the inclusion and exclusion criteria. If I am selecting no to any inclusion criteria, an automatic message is displayed here which says that this patient is ineligible for this study. Complete the form status for this project and click save and go to the next form. I'm completing all the forms with multiple statuses. By mistake, I have entered a value called 454 in the age field. Now this is highlighted in pink, and I am trying to move to the next field. An error message or error alert is displayed on the screen saying that age should be within a range of 18 to 99. And this value is also admissible, but I will have to double check it. So with this alert, I'm just closing this one and I am going back to the field and correcting the data and moving forward. Now it accepts the correct data. The error message is displayed because the designer has put an edit check for this field called age. This edit checks and skip patterns could be different for different projects. Depending on your criteria and depending on your requirement, this need to be mentioned in the questionnaire that is sent to the data manager or designer for development of this database. I'm completing the rest of the form. I have completed data entry for all the forms for the record number 2. And I have set the form status options as complete, unverified, incomplete and incomplete. REDCap also maintains a audit trail for the projects. For example, click on this screening form, and on left side for each field you can see there are options in small circles called H, M, and there is a comment bubble. Now the comment bubble can also be used for raising the comments. For example, if there is any value out of range but that is a value that has been recorded for that participant, then the site staff can enter that value and put it in a comment saying that this is what has been recorded in the source documents, so that the project team, when doing the data cleaning or data review, doesn't raise a query. Also, this comment bubble, when you click on it, can also be used for raising the queries, answering and closing. The H icon is the audit trail history. Now click on it. It will show you what data has been entered. I have closed the query, but I have not made any changes. So when the data has been entered, by which user, what is the data that has been entered is saved here. Now if I want to change the data, I am changing the data, I am making it as test and saving the form, saying save and stay. Reason for the change, test. Click on save. Now again click on the H icon here. When you click on it, it opens the audit trail for that particular field. So initially I have entered the data. This is my user account and this was the data that I have entered, and now I have changed it to test. Reason for changes, what is the reason that I have recorded for changing, that is also test. And when was this done, and by which user account is also captured here. So for each and every field that records data in REDCap, an audit trail is maintained. And if the data is missing for any field, you can just click on mark field as missing and select the option from the list that is displayed here. I am just selecting it as missing 99. Now again click on save and stay. Reason for changes, value is missing. Click on save. That's it. Now this is highlighted and you can see the value as missing, and in bracket what you see is the code that has been assigned for this option missing. And now if I want to export the data, just click on data export report in stats. You have two options here, view report or export data. Just click on export data, and these are the different formats supported by data export format supported by REDCap. Just click on raw data, click on export. If you see on this page, there are multiple options for de-identification. This is mainly required if you are using personal identifying information in this project. If any personal identifying information is being collected, it is always recommended that this PII data is collected on a separate form, so that it will help you in exporting the data. While exporting the data, you can just anonymize the data by using these options in this section, de-identification options. Now click on export data. It is exporting the data, and I have selected the option raw data, which means the variables assigned to each field is exported. And if I select it as labels instead of variable name, I will get the label name as the header in the export. Now when you click on this down arrow, the file is downloaded and it is saved in your downloads folder of your device. Go back to your downloads device and you can open it. What it will be in an CSV format. Click on file repository. So file repository acts as a communication between the project and the site staff. If you want to share any manuals or any password protected files or any files that need more security, that can be shared through REDCap. I've shown you resolve issues earlier. Click on REDCap mobile app. So when you click on REDCap mobile app, these are the different tabs. It shows the dashboard, all app activity, everything related to the REDCap mobile application is displayed in this page. Now click on setup project. So for every project to be set up on a mobile device, an API token is mandatory, and API token request has to be sent to the REDCap administrator and it will be approved by the REDCap administrator. Once you get the approval from the REDCap administrator, a QR code is displayed under this icon. And if your device supports the scanning option of QR code, you can successfully scan. Else, if that doesn't work, there is a 10-digit code displayed below that QR code. You can just type that code into your mobile device and set up the new mobile project on your device. Help and FAQ. Click on Help and FAQ. When you click on Help and FAQ, opens a new page on the web browser with list of questions and the responses by the REDCap team. Click on Video Tutorials. These are different sections, and under each section there are multiple videos. These are very short videos that will help you understand REDCap much better. So this is a brief overview of the end user interface of REDCap.